I'm type 2 bipolar with schizoaffective disorder, generalized anxiety, major depressive disorder. I'm a self-inflictor and a drug addict. I have major PTSD too.
Do you?
Yeah, real bad.
All right, we're here with Amanda. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Amanda's from Nampa, Idaho, but raised in Palmdale, California. All right, Amanda, welcome to the channel. Do you give us permission to record this interview and post it online?
I do.
Can you tell us briefly what you're struggling with?
Well, I'm a heroin addict. I do crystal meth, I do heroin, I smoke bath salt, I smoke pot. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm a prostitute.
You're born in Nampa, Idaho? Mm-hmm. Where's that at?
Canyon County is like near Boise, kind of.
Okay, tiny town?
Yeah, from what I remember, I haven't lived there since I was 17.
All right, then where'd you go after that?
Everywhere. When I was 17, my dad went to prison when I was 17
Oh, okay.
for attempted murder and aggravated injury on a child.
Oh.
He was a
Who
dope
was the
cook.
child?
Me.
Okay. Tell us about it.
He was a dope cook and an alcoholic, and so he'd have rage blackouts, and he'd come home from the bar, and he'd fucking wake me up all the time and just beat the shit out of me like I was a man.
Wow.
And that particular night, like, I don't know why it was different. It wasn't even the worst night that he beat me up, but he came in and my stepmom, my second stepmom, she had 5 kids, little boys, all aging from 5 to 15. And we all shared rooms because it was only a 3-bedroom house. And so the youngest boy shared a room with me. His name was Shane. He was 5. And he came in, my dad kicked in my door and got on top of me, started strangling me, and he pistol whipped me and choked me out. And then my stepmom came in with a baseball bat trying to get him off me because her son was in the bed.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the neighbors called the police, and they came. LAPD came like 16 deep and took my dad to jail. And it was crazy. Our house was fucked up from the Northridge earthquake. You remember?
Yep.
Okay, well, it tore our house apart. Like, the ceiling was caving in, and my dad and Mama Cindy they weren't clean. There was mold and beer cans. What do they call it when the house condemned it? They came in, when the police came in, they condemned the house because it was trashed. And they took my dad to jail, and they took Mama Cindy's kids away. And my stepbrother Travis was telling me in the jail, he's like, you wouldn't have been in here if you wouldn't have cried. And I hit him in the face with a rotary phone.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. You said Northridge. How old are you?
I'll be 44 September 3rd.
I thought you were a lot younger. When I was surprised when you said Northridge, I was in 92 or something.
95.
Okay. Oh, 95, okay.
Well, I went to, my dad went to prison in 1995. Might have been in 92 that it happened, and the house was just tore back that long.
All right, I really want to delve deep into your childhood and the trauma that you experienced. First of all, did you say your father was racist?
Very.
Okay, and then did you get influenced by that?
I wouldn't even have friends that weren't white. Like, I couldn't, like, I was telling you, like, this little kid moved to our neighborhood and didn't know where the school was, so he stopped by to ask me where the school was at, and he was black. And my dad, he didn't even knock on the door. My dad just bounced me from one end of the house, beat my ass that day because the black kid came. He's like, let me fucking find out. I got suspended from school like 3 or 4 different times throughout my career being a student.
Yeah.
And the only time he didn't beat me up for getting suspended was when I fought a black girl. He took me out for food.
Is he still alive? No, he passed.
He died when I was in jail. I think
with them.
I think that my dad finally started his weed connection was black.
Okay.
So, but I think he finally started to realize, like, towards the end of his life, that he was just an asshole, and he'd been ignorant, and he'd done some ignorant shit.
Yeah. So you found peace, somewhat.
He only wrote me one letter when I was locked up the last time, and I carry it with me just about everywhere I go. It's at my hotel room right now, but he told me there was some things that he needed to talk to me about. Yeah. And that it could wait till I got out of jail, but it didn't wait. He was diabetic, and he stopped taking his insulin in November, and he died in February.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He died like crazy. He didn't know what was going on. He was like, yeah, he was something.
Now, did you date all races growing up?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'd only ever.
Were you racist as well?
Bad.
Okay.
Even throughout prison. Throughout prison, I did the whole politicking, wouldn't, like, my daughter came home with somebody that was her friend that was black when she was like 15, and I wouldn't even let him in the house. I came in the house, he was in the kitchen. I said, what the? I lost my shit.
Yeah.
Because I did not want him in my house. I didn't want him in my kitchen. I freaked out.
How about Hispanics? Did you ever date Hispanic guys?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Just white, but now you're more open.
Yeah, her
boyfriend.
relationship with her baby's dad, my son-in-law,
Yeah.
really like it changed my life. It really
Yeah.
did. Like
He's black, right?
he is.
Okay.
He is. And I was not open to that relationship at all at first. I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
We didn't talk for a long time. And then I ended up in a situation with my ex where he beat me up real bad and I had to leave. And who took me in but my daughter and her black boyfriend. And so things were tense at first, and then we got to know each other, and
Yeah.
I knew his story and he knew mine, and I just was like accepting of the fact that like life is not what I thought it was, you know. I've lived my life for a pretty open-minded person. I thought I always was. No, it's I've been pretty close-minded. I've been pretty fucking ignorant, and it's sad like to have to ask for forgiveness to so many people for being such a dirtbag.
So you wouldn't consider yourself racist anymore?
Oh. No, I think I probably hate white people more than anything.
Hate more? All right. All right, let's
Las
take it
Vegas.
back to high school.
Okay.
Did you graduate?
When I was in prison, not high school
Okay.
while I was in high school,
Yeah.
but I because my dad getting locked up the way he did, I had to quit school.
What year did you quit? What grade?
11th grade, 1995. I was supposed to graduate in 96.
Oh, okay. What kind of student were you when you were there?
I was a good student.
Really? What kind of grades?
A's and B's.
Did you? Did you get in fights? Or
I did.
Did you?
I fought.
Yeah.
Hey.
You look like a fighter.
Yeah, I am a fighter. I'm a fighter.
Were you a bully though?
No.
Or did you
No, I
stop the
hate
bullies?
fucking bullies. I
Okay.
hate bullies. I would always stick up for the underdog, like the kids that get picked on, like the poor kids,
Yeah.
or the mentally challenged kids. That, you know, everybody, like the jocks, like to go pick on because they think
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
No, I hate that shit.
You
I
hate
freak
that?
out.
When you were in high school, did you look up to anybody? Did you have any positive role models by any
No.
chance? Growing up, any teachers that you remember that motivated you?
No,
No?
no, because I went through a lot of shit as a kid. Like I went through, like, you know, of course there was the abuse from my dad, but my stepbrother molested me for a long time.
Okay.
And I got fucked up at home by my dad and my stepmom. And so, like, I always felt like your teachers were supposed to look out for you.
Yeah.
They were supposed to see that you were, like, struggling and help you. And I didn't have that. Nobody helped me. Nobody listened to me when I was asking for help. And so I kind of was bitter.
Yeah.
I kind of was bitter. My mom and my dad split up when I was 5. And so I lived back and forth with my mom and my dad, mostly my dad. He came and got me. My mom went on a toy run with some biker group when I was like 7 years old for Christmas.
Yeah.
And she didn't come home for 2 weeks. And so I was home alone for 2 weeks
Yeah.
in Idaho. And the heat was off, and there was no food. It was just me and the dog. She had a German Shepherd she named Hitler.
Hitler?
So I just lived with the dog for 2 weeks with no food, eating dog food and cuddling the dog for warmth. And then all of a sudden my dad just showed up.
Yeah.
Showed up out of nowhere and took me to California to live with him and my stepmom, my second stepmom. They're divorced now too.
And you were molested by your...
By her son.
Okay.
The first time I was sexually abused, I was 4, and it was by my great uncle. And he took me and my cousin, who's 6 weeks older than me, out in the woods and yeah, he did some things. He sodomized my cousin and he raped me and
4?
4.
I'm so sorry about that. Did you ever get counseling for any of this?
The only time I got counseling was when my stepbrother, my dad, and my stepmom used to leave me home alone with him a lot, and I'd always tell them, please don't leave me home with him, but don't leave me home with him, and they did anyway. Well, one night they left and they went to Denny's for dinner and drinks, and they come home and he's on top of me doing his thing, and I'm holding my doll watching TV. I seen the lights pull in the driveway, and I knew the only way that it was gonna stop is if they saw it.
Yeah.
And so my dad just stood there shocked, and my stepmom lost her fucking mind on me. And she said, my son's gonna go to jail because you wanted to play house. I'm like, I'm 7 years old, okay? Like, how am I gonna, like, no, it was bullshit. So they took us to children's services.
Yeah. So you're in the foster system too?
No, they let us, she sent me to live with her sister and her mom in a different county. And when I told them all about what had happened, the next weekend, Vicky and my dad were down there to get us, and they took me back home, and I had to live with him.
Oh.
So I lived with him, and then he raped me when I was 16 again, so it was fine.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
When my
for
dad
all
went to
that.
prison, my grandpa sent me to Texas to live with his ex-wife and her son, and that's when I left Texas. Was the next day, and I went to Idaho to live with my mom's family, who I hadn't seen since I was 7 years old. It was crazy.
You have a lot of hate in your heart for some of these people?
No.
Or did you forgive them?
I wouldn't say I forgive them, but I don't hate them. I don't hold any space for them inside me. I've got too much shit I got to carry around that's heavy. I don't have room to carry that shit too. I did for a long time though.
All right, let's get into the drug use. When was the first time you tried drugs, and who influenced you think?
I started smoking weed when I was 7.
Okay. With who?
One of the little girls that used to kick it with my dad and my mom's biker friends.
Oh, okay. And you enjoyed the weed.
I did.
And then when did you get to the hard stuff?
Started doing meth when I was 14. My dad gave me some. He
Yeah.
cooked dope, so he busts out with this little shard of some red shit, and he's like, try this. I was awake for a week.
Wow.
But it was cool because I didn't feel anything. And that's the goal when you're full of pain, is to not feel.
So your first time you did hard drugs at what age?
14.
14. And then when did you feel like you've lost control and you become addicted?
When I was 17, when my dad got locked up,
Yeah.
and I was in Idaho living with my mom's family, I started doing a lot of crank, and cocaine was the first time I did cocaine, was the first time I did acid.
Yeah.
And then I just stayed that way because it took it all away. Like all the pain was gone. I didn't care. I didn't hurt. I did not hurt. It made it a lot easier to not give a fuck. Because why not? Why care? Nobody else cared. Nobody else cared.
You think if you had different parents, you'd be somewhere else in life?
Absolutely.
What was your dreams as a child?
I wanted to be a Marine.
A Marine?
I wanted to join the military.
Yeah. Who influenced you?
I think that was because I was in such a shitty situation in high school.
Yeah.
With my dad and the drinking in the house being all trashed and being molested and being beat up and shit like that, that I think that I thought if I joined the military, I could get out of it. So I was in ROTC in high school. I did the ROTC thing because I was like a higher pay grade, and I'm going to go in, and it glorified it a lot. And maybe it is a glorifying thing. I don't know. But I was really in the society's bubble of like how, great things. I'm so glad I didn't join the military now, because I really am pissed off at the government. But
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Fontana,
Yeah.
and these Mexican gangbangers tried to come by and rob the lab one time.
Yeah.
I was just little, like 7 or 8 years old, and my dad, I was outside playing, and he pushed me down and comes out and does a barrel roll across the front of the yard, pulls out a 9mm, starts dumping on this car, and they're shooting at him, and then my uncle comes out with a sawed-off shotgun and starts shooting at this car.
You saw this?
Hell yeah, I saw it.
Witnessed it? Wow.
I didn't know what to say. I was like, I kind of superheroed my dad, I mean, more than I already did. I'm a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Even with all the shit that we went through, my mom left and my dad stayed.
Yeah.
Even if he was a dirtbag, at least he stayed.
Yeah.
I
So
miss him.
he was he never molested you or anything?
No.
Try to do right with you?
Yeah, he beat me like I was a man often.
Yeah.
But that's been kind of in my favor too, because now when I get beat up by dudes, I just smile at them with a mouthful of blood and continue to fight.
All right, so you've stated that you've been in jail before. How many times?
I don't know how many times. I know I've done a lot of time.
You have
I just got out a
felonies?
week ago. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a felon in Nevada and in Utah.
Okay.
I went to prison 3 times in Utah.
When was the last time you had a paying job? A legal job?
The beginning of this year,
Okay. What'd you do?
I worked at a gas station.
Oh, you did? Because they were okay with your felonies and stuff?
Yeah, every now and again you'll find somebody that's like compassionate to the fact that like we're not our mistakes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, ex-addicts make some of the best employees.
They kind of do. If you can find somebody that's smart enough to give you a job.
Yeah. So
We're not just a tax cut, we work hard too.
what happened there?
My son-in-law came to jail here, and my daughter was by herself prostituting, and I was scared for her.
Yeah.
So I quit my job and left in the middle of the night in Utah and came out here to be with her to make sure she was okay.
How long did you hold that job?
I was only there for like a week. No, 2 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks.
Were you able to handle it?
Oh yeah, I was good at it.
You're good at it?
I was good at it.
Okay,
yeah.
so maybe you could do that here.
Yeah, now that I was working here when I was here last year in the fall too. I worked at a strip club.
Oh, what'd you do? The strip?
I was a dancer.
Oh, dancer. Okay. No, because I know some bartend. I didn't.
Yeah, I would like to be a bartender.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a good bartender.
I think so too. Are you currently involved with anyone?
No.
No. When was the last relationship you were in?
We broke up probably like 2 years ago, but it's been on again, off again. It's just he likes to throw my past and choices that I've made in my face a lot, and he's very abusive.
Yeah.
I love him though.
Do you love him?
Yeah, I do, but he's
Still
an asshole.
Physical?
Yeah. Yeah, physical, bad physical.
Emotional, mental?
Yeah, like all the worst things a person could be in a relationship, he was.
What do you love about him then?
I don't know. His green eyes.
Oh, okay.
His green eyes.
White guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he clean or?
No.
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 Do you know anyone in your life that's clean right now? Living a good life, a righteous life?
Yeah, 1 or 2 people.
See? You talk to them?
I do.
You ever tried NA?
It makes me want to get high.
Why? Explain that.
It's a bunch of people sitting around talking about all the shit that made him get high.
Did you ever get a sponsor though?
I've worked the program.
you?
I've worked the program. I've done the steps. I've done all that, and it just don't work for me. This
You
girl
believe-
hates me.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be God.
No, I do. I'm angry with God.
Are you angry with God?
I'm angry with God.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
I feel like it's definitely, because I can't look around the world anywhere and see all this and think it just happened. You know, it didn't just happen.
Yeah.
Something made it. Whatever it is definitely just a creator of creation and not of intervention. I don't think that they answer prayers,
Yeah.
whatever they are.
What age did you start working the streets?
About 1.5 years ago.
Oh, that's it? First time?
Yeah.
You never did it before? For drugs or anything? You
No,
were desperate?
I was more apt to do some criminal shit,
Okay.
which is why I went to prison.
Yeah.
It was criminal shit.
Yeah.
And then when I
You mean robbery, things like that?
forgery and you know, yeah, dumb shit.
So how did you, were you desperate? You just started working the streets or did someone?
Well, my
teach
ex
you?
that we were just talking about put me out in the wintertime, and I didn't have nowhere to go, and I was cold, and I was in Utah, and I had to go stay with my daughter and her boyfriend, and I just recently found out that that's how she was making her money. And then I saw how much money she was making and how little it took, and I've been sexually assaulted so many times in my life. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why am I not making money like this? I mean, if I'm gonna be doing it anyways, or somebody's gonna take it from me, I might as well have them pay me. And it was kind of an empowering thing for me. I felt kind of empowered, like I was in control, and I've not been in control of very many things in my life, so it was kind of easy for me.
Describe a typical day, like a busy day for you
A typical day.
on the street. What do you do? Don't tell us where. You obviously don't. Live
No,
around-
I don't work the streets.
Yeah,
I don't
you
work the
okay,
streets.
so what's your typical day?
I post online. I post
Okay.
online, and so I'll post my ad, and people will hit me up, and they'll either come through or they won't come through. I don't like to do out calls because I got raped on an out call.
Okay. What's an out call?
It's where you go to their house.
Okay.
So like if I go to an out call, it'll only be to hotels on the strip.
Okay.
I'll only go to hotels on the strip. I don't do car dates because they're a car, and you're in a lot less control when you're getting in a car with somebody. I see some bone collector shit in my head where they don't let
Yeah,
you, you
yeah.
know. And I know that there's a lot of bodies get dumped out that highway right there at the
Body,
end of.
female body? Okay.
A friend of mine used to work for the morgue, and he told me how many bodies they would go pick up off Las Vegas Boulevard out in the desert, because it just keeps going, and then you get out there and there's nothing out there.
Okay, we're on
Nothing.
Las Vegas Boulevard right now,
Uh-huh.
across from the Mandalay Bay. How far does it go?
It goes.
Okay.
It goes. It goes and goes and goes and goes, and it
'Cause I
doesn't
know
end.
going that way.
Yeah, it takes you into the pit.
Okay. Can you tell us the worst experience you had working on the streets or dating online? Any bad experiences?
Well, the first time I went to a job out here,
Yeah.
when I first came out here, it was last year. I went to this house, and I had a weird feeling the whole time, and it was far away.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and I ran out of his house with nothing on, carrying my clothes. I even left the money
Yeah.
because it was scary. He choked me, and it's weird. for people to say, oh, you're a prostitute, you got raped. You know, I mean, it happens. It's real shit. It's real shit.
Yeah.
But like, it's happened so many times in my life. I've been assaulted. Like, it's just something that happens.
You don't get in the cars?
No, I try not to.
Okay.
If I do a car date with somebody, it's somebody that I know or that I've already seen.
Another young lady was telling me that she takes pictures of the front of the car, you know, the license plate, and then she gets in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before she gets in. Yeah.
I don't know. I know that when I go on an out call or whatever, I make sure that my daughter and my son-in-law like know the address, the room number, the phone number.
Okay.
Even though people use text now numbers, and they're not. I mean, you can still trace it back if you had to.
Yeah.
I try to do as much as I can to like know who I'm meeting before I meet them.
How
But
much
it's
do you
scary
make
still.
on a typical day? A good day
A good day?
for you?
It depends. I made $1,800 one day, and I was only, you know, for a couple hours. It just depends on what you do.
Okay.
You know, what you do, like what you're willing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I guess they say everything has a price, and it depends on how twisted you are. Like, I do things that most people wouldn't do, probably.
Yeah. What's some of the most twisted?
I do, like, you know, I'll get into some BDSM, some bondage shit.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys are into pegging, but like, I'm talking like, like, it's crazy. People
Crazy
are
stuff.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like some crazy shit. And I'm cool with it. Like, I'll do some crazy shit. I'm not judgmental about it at all. You know what I mean?
Any celebrities you've been with? Famous people?
No, but I make them feel famous.
Oh, yeah. What about police officers? They ask for your services sometimes?
Not yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. What percentage of your clients do you think are married with kids at home?
Probably 90.
90?
That's being
Yeah.
fair.
I've heard 90, 95.
I would say probably 95, 98%.
You ever had a wife or anyone harass you or call you?
No, I have couples call me.
Okay, couples call you? To do dates? Okay.
That's one of the things that I do
Okay.
is for couples.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know?
you've never had any problems with?
No,
Okay.
no.
Do you ever feel guilty that they've got kids at home? Do you see pictures of their kids sometimes? And,
No, they do pretty good to try to act like they're not married, but like there's this one guy that I saw him in Utah, and he came here and saw me here, and then in Utah, and I was like, he's like, why didn't you call me? I said, well, I'm not trying to upset your domestic bliss, you know, like I don't want to call your phone or text your phone or send you a picture and have your wife like, who the fuck is this bitch, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a homewrecker. I don't want to be that. I've been married, you know what I mean? Like I respect the vows, I really do.
do you feel like you've lost yourself in addiction?
Yeah, I don't even know who I was to start with, but yeah, I think it's because I started doing drugs so young to mask so much that like I don't even know really who I am.
Yeah.
I feel kind of like a kid. Everyone's like, why do you look so young? I'm like, because I'm still young. I haven't found myself yet.
You look young. I was surprised you said you're 44. Especially with the drugs you use and the hard
I'm
life.
a hardcore.
And you drink basically all day?
I'm like I'm a hardcore drug addict. Like I do drugs when I wake up. I do drugs all the way till I go to sleep. I stay doing drugs.
Yeah.
I had to do drugs to come out here and see you today.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is, though, you know.
What would your dream job be if you weren't doing this and you were clean? Magically clean.
I want to write, and I would like to be a therapist, like a drug and alcohol counselor.
I think you would make a great therapist.
I want to help kids that come from fucked up homes.
Maybe one day work in a rehab or help center.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's feelings of emptiness that you're trying to feel by being with different men? Or is it the trauma?
It's a trauma. Because I don't feel anything when I'm with them.
You don't feel
I don't feel anything. I don't feel...
Do you enjoy sex anymore?
Yeah, I do.
With people that you care about? You do?
Yeah.
Hasn't damaged you?
No. I think that I really think that like all the abuse and shit that I've gone, like I can separate it. And my ex didn't understand that. Like I would tell him, like, you know, it's different. Like being with you and loving you is not the same sex that I have with other people.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm so filled with love and I have so much love in my heart and like so much passion for life and like hope and optimism. It's fucking crazy.
What's the best thing about your life right now?
My granddaughter.
Your granddaughter?
My granddaughter, yeah. And being able to be here for my daughter and think that like maybe I can do for her what I could never do for her.
Yeah. You guys are close? You two are close?
Yeah, we're very close.
I literally live together, but
yeah. Our relationship's very unhealthy though.
Yeah. You guys are always arguing?
Yeah, we fight a lot.
What are you fighting about?
Everything.
And she uses too?
Yeah, she tries to mother me. She tries to like she will like yell at me and check me in public like she's the mom, and it makes me infuriated.
She uses more than you, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Does? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, say you're in jail, because that's probably the only time you're away from your drugs, right? Mm-hmm. What are the withdrawal feelings?
I spent a month on the floor. I just barely got out of jail a week ago.
Yeah.
I spent a month on the floor. Well, 5 weeks, like dying. When I got arrested here, I was coming off of Roxy's and heroin and fentanyl and meth, and I was delusional. Like I don't really remember. Like I was in and out a lot. Like I sleepwalk, I'd wake up and I didn't know where I was, and I got scars on my arms because I got beat up by the cops, and because they don't know how to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like you're crazy already anyway, and then you're coming off drugs and you're even crazier, and you don't know where you are. And I'm like, I didn't understand that I was in jail. I didn't understand why I couldn't get out. I flooded my cell, and I got in trouble for flooding my cell and being a nuisance.
Flooding your cell? What's that?
I stuffed the toilet paper down the toilet.
Flooding your cell. Why would you do that? I heard about that.
Because I was trying to let them. Okay. I wanted out of my room, and they wouldn't let me out. They wouldn't let me out, and they put me by myself because the other girls were scared of me.
We have a lot of viewers from all over the world. Can you describe prison politics really quick on the female side?
They try to be like the boys, but like really, it's we stay within our races.
Within your own races.
We stay within your races, and within.
Can you tell us the 4 groups or whatever groups there are?
There's the Asians, there's the Mexicans, there's the blacks, and there's whites.
And you stay with the whites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if someone was imprisoned,
I don't think I could anymore now because I don't agree with it. But
okay, I don't agree with it either. But say a person from Pakistan gets thrown in jail, who would he go with, or she?
He'd be by himself unless the blacks or the Mexicans took him in.
Okay, does that happen sometimes?
Sometimes. Okay. Like natives, if there's not a big grouping of them, or the Polynesians.
Yeah. Asians too? Say someone from Japan.
The Asians would take him in.
Okay. Interesting. That's always been a fascination for me. I know that.
Yeah, well, they stay within their colors, and then they within gangs, like gang units. Okay, so like say you've got white boys that like bang blood.
Yeah.
They can't really go with the white boys in the feds or in the prison because they're in a black gang.
Yeah.
But then the black people like put them through hell until they can prove that they're like really about their shit.
Okay.
I don't know. I wear red, so
yeah, okay.
My family wears red.
Okay, can I go back to the withdrawals one more time?
Sure.
Can you tell me some physical withdrawals? What's the worst feelings you get?
You're throwing up, you're shitting, you're sick, like you sweats, you're cold, like how hot it is today.
Yeah.
I'd be freezing.
Oh, really?
I'd be freezing, shivering, pale, can't eat, in pain, like shaking, rocking. For me, like my withdrawals are more physical. I have more physical pain because I've had a lot of physical trauma. So like I feel, like they say when you get old you feel arthritis.
Yeah.
No, like when you're kicking heroin you feel arthritis.
Really?
You feel pain, like I can't sit still, like I'll rock and shake and cry, and my back will hurt so bad, like so I can't explain the pain.
There's a young lady in front of you wanted to get into prostitution. What's your advice to her?
Be safe. Be safe. I don't agree with pimps though. I don't. I see why people have them, but I don't agree with it. I can spend my money by myself. I get my money by myself. Why would I give it to some dude to take half of it or all of it or fuck it? No, I don't agree with that shit. So I would say don't do that. If you're gonna do it, because they're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
I would try to counsel them as many ways as I could on how to be safe and what not to do.
Yeah.
Make sure that they have their condoms. Make sure, like Utah has a really great harm reduction project. I don't know if they have that here, like a needle exchange that goes around and make sure that junkies have clean needles. Like places that making it possible to get clean needles or condoms or whatever. Like we live reckless lives. Let's make them less reckless. Let's not shun the people that are doing these things, but try to help them.
Yeah.
That's what we need is help. We don't do this because we like it. We don't do this because we have other choices. We do this because this is all there is.
Do you
That's all there is.
Do you use protection every time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had STD?
No.
No.
No, I do have Hep C though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but it's from blood like needles probably.
Are your clients mostly okay with using the condom, or
No,
prefer not
they do everything they can to tell you that they don't want to use a condom. And I was like, okay, well look, if you don't want to use a condom, you can pay me such and such amount of money extra. They're like, that's a lot of money. I said, well, you know,
Yeah.
if it's that worth it to you, then you'll pay me that extra money. And so far, none of them want to pay the extra money.
All right, so let's say you have a young lady in front of you again, and she's wanting to do heroin or hard drugs. How would you talk her out of it?
I would just tell them, like, you're obviously going to do what you want to do anyways, but let me tell you all the things that I've lost because of it. I tell you all the ways that it's going to not enhance your life.
Yeah. What have you lost? What haven't you lost, right?
What haven't I lost?
Lost almost everything.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Mostly myself.
I know you had a really rough childhood, but do you have any positive memories? Good memories from childhood that you could share with us?
My dad used to come to school when I was like in 8th grade.
Yeah.
He had a Harley and he'd just mob up in there and pick me up early from school and fill me leathers, ride his Harley right up in the middle of in the yard. I'd hear it in the classroom and I'd just smile, and they'd come over and they'd tell me, Crawford, come to the office, bring all your stuff. And my dad would take me out and we'd just go ride his motorcycle all day. I remember being a little girl and like, he was my fishing buddy, we'd go fishing a lot.
Yeah.
And the one memory, my mom, we lived in Idaho and she was a bartender and she picked me up from the babysitters and it was snowing outside. She was doing donuts in her car on the bridge.
Oh.
I remember that.
Good memories?
Yeah, those ones.
Not too many, but
No, very few. Very few. I look at kids that are like from like good stable homes and I trip. Like I see families and people that are still married and I trip. Like I can't wrap my head around it. Like I can't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It would have to be like an opportunity would present itself that that I wouldn't have to.
Okay.
You know, like I would have to come into like some astronomical, ridiculous amount of money and be able to like go to school and have a place to live where I went to school and I wouldn't have to worry about like money, and I'd have a car and I'd have all the things that it takes to live a normal life. But I just have to like fall in my lap, you know, because I don't have parents to gift it to me. And when my dad died, he died so poor that he donated his body to science because he couldn't even afford a cremation.
Oh, yes.
Did you go to his funeral or you were in jail?
I was locked up.
Locked up. Where's your mom?
I don't know.
Oh, you haven't talked to her?
I don't know.
What's the longest you've been sober without prison? You ever been sober?
Once or twice.
Really? How long?
Without prison, 6 months.
Yeah, you did it on your own?
I was in drug court, but
Okay.
I mean, I was out. I could have used. I did use sometimes, but 6 months.
So you think if an opportunity presented itself to you, you could quit?
Yeah, I like being sober. I like being sober, but I can't live life like this and be stressed out and not know how to. When I got out of jail just recently, I was determined that I wasn't going to get high. And it lasted about a very short period of time.
What about when you were working here at the liquor store? Were you using?
When I was at the gas station in
Gas
Utah?
station, yeah.
Yeah, I was on heroin.
Oh, you were using. And did they know about it or no? You were functioning?
Yeah, I function. I've done drugs for so long and so much that I do that. I can make it, like it works for me.
Okay.
Most people think that I'm fucking sober or high when I'm sober.
Yeah.
And when I'm high, they think I'm sober. It's backwards. Because I've spent so much time like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Do you have a social media or an email you can share with us?
I do.
In case some of our subscribers want to reach out to you?
I do. I have an Instagram.
Okay.
And
What's your Instagram?
It's _ PANDAMOANIUM 801 _ Pandemonium.
Okay.
But it's spelled Moan instead of Moan.
Okay. What
Pandemonium
about
801.
a Gmail or anything?
My Gmail, yeah, it's I'm lost now 13.
I'm lost now 13.
I'm lost now 13 at Gmail. Yeah.
You're a very genuine person. I like you a lot.
Thanks.
And I think a lot of our viewers are going to appreciate the story. Like when you were growing up, did you ever get those little teeny magazines? Remember those magazines?
Oh, like the Rockstar magazines?
Yeah, or like the Heartthrobs or whatever.
I looked at them in the store. I never got them, but I
Who'd you have a
looked
crush on back then? When you were a kid.
at them. Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
on my age, so I was like,
Yeah.
it took me a while to get that. Okay.
I would cry every time I'd see 18 in Life come on MTV. I'd cry, oh my gosh, it's so fun. And then I seen him in the Burbank airport when I was 16. I was like,
Did
yeah,
you?
he's not that fine.
We were just talking about that song a few days ago with my friend. Love that song.
Yeah.
What were you listening to back in junior high and high school?
Megadeth, Skid Row, Motley Crue. I was
You're a
into hair
rocker.
bands. Yeah, I like
Oh,
rock
yeah?
music. I still like rock music. I have Deftones tattooed on my arm.
What's the best concert you ever been to?
The best concert I ever been to? Deftones was good. I've seen the Insane Clown Posse a lot of times and Twisted, and they're a good show. That's a good show.
Is it?
Yeah, I like ICP.
ICP?
Their record label's tattoos on my arm right there.
Oh, is it? What does your tattoos mean?
Which ones?
Oh,
That one's Latin. It says I shine, not burn.
Okay.
Those are my kids' names.
Okay.
It's Panda Mafia because I love panda bears.
Panda bears?
That's my mama tattoo. That's my prison number. That's clowns. My weed leaf because I smoke pot.
You ever thought about doing a YouTube channel? Like your life in prison experiences?
No, I didn't know it was a thing.
You're an attractive girl, and a lot of these young girls are doing that now. I'll show you after the video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the thing now.
I like ASMR a lot.
I watch it.
ASMR is the shit.
What's that?
It's I don't know. It's people doing weird shit. They like make all these weird sounds. It's like sounds like clicking and tapping and just crazy shit. And,
You think the government can do more for the homeless population?
yeah, they absolutely could. There's no
Now, you
reason
said-
why this country should have homeless fucking people or hungry people. There's
Yeah.
no reason why.
What can they do? In your opinion, more?
And a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit. I remember being on an ankle monitor in Salt Lake, and they have you in the wintertime in Utah, have you go tear down their camps.
Yeah.
These places where the people got their homeless camps, tear down their tents and throw them away.
Yeah.
And then they put guards up and like post them so they can't, these people are homeless.
Yeah.
That's all they have in the world and you're gonna take it from them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are homeless or hungry in this country. This is the greatest country in the world, right?
Yep.
Why are people starving here? Why are people having no place to live? Why? I don't understand it.
All right, Amanda, do you suffer from any mental illnesses? Which ones?
I'm diagnosed type 2 bipolar with schizoaffective. I have major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. I have extreme PTSD. I'm a self-inflictor and polysubstance abuse, alcoholic, drug addict.
When were you diagnosed with? Were those later on in life or when you were younger?
No, just when I was in rehab, like I went to rehab 7 years ago, 5,
Okay.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been mentally ill. Like it started coming on when I was like 20, 21.
Yeah.
My PTSD and then everything else has just developed from trauma over time.
Okay.
Over
Were you
time.
diagnosed with anything when you were little, like a learning disability or anything like that?
No,
by
I've
the
always been
schools?
too smart for my own good.
Okay. You had no problems with reading, math?
No.
You read well?
No, I read very well.
Have you ever had a 5150? How many? Do you remember?
No, just 2 or 3.
Okay.
Just 2 or 3.
Was that because you were suicidal or was it because of
I've-
drugs?
No, because I've been suicidal.
Okay.
I've tried to take my life a couple times.
Did you? Well, thank God it didn't succeed. All right, Amanda, what's your 2-year plan?
My 2-year plan,
Yeah.
well,
In a perfect world.
a perfect world, I would have a place to live. I would be not doing what I'm doing. I could like have my own business. I think I would like to have my own business.
What kind of business?
I want to sell things online.
Okay.
I want to sell things online.
You have a nice phone, a decent phone?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
I'm serious.
An
Look into
iPhone.
this YouTube thing about prison life.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you that after this interview, okay?
Okay.
I mean, that's something you can do for now.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like
I think you have a message that the world needs to hear.
I want another Audi.
You want another Audi? You had one before?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's my favorite car.
Is it? What do you
Everyone's
like
like
about
Lambo, Ferrari. I'm like, no, R8.
What's your favorite
R8.
color?
Black.
Why?
I like black cars.
No, favorite color in
Oh,
general.
my favorite color in the world is red.
Red. What's your favorite food?
I like Mexican food.
Do you? Have you tried Brazilian food?
Yeah.
Have you tried Arabic food? Never? Persian food? Never? You're missing out.
Never.
There's a nice restaurant down there Maybe I can bring you and your daughter some food later.
Okay.
What's your favorite animal?
Panda bear.
Panda bear. Oh no, but I mean a realistic, something you can get.
I like pit bulls.
Pit bulls? Have you had a dog recently?
I have one now.
Oh, you do? Why don't you bring it?
It's hot. The ground is
That's
too
too
hot for
hot.
her.
What
Cook
kind
her
is
feet.
it?
She's a red-nosed pit.
What is it? They're okay with them living over there? Okay.
Bella's a service animal. I got her when she was 5 weeks old. She's 7 years old now. And
Service animal?
Yeah, she hugs. She'll hug you.
Yeah.
And when you're crying, she's a good girl.
Oh,
She's a lover. She's not like everybody. She's a real pit bull. She's a genuine. She's a loving, kind, good dog.
They are.
People talk shit about pits. No, Chihuahuas are meaner.
Chihuahuas can be mean. I have a little weenie dog.
Yeah, they're pissed off their legs are short.
Yeah. They're really mean. They can be.
Yeah, little dogs aren't nice usually.
Oh, this was such a great interview, Amanda. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Thank you.
And we'll keep in touch. And I'll let you know when the video will be posted.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're good.